Roberts, one of the co-founders of Bustld. I'm here with my wife and co-founder, Samie. Say hi, Samie.
Hi, Samie.
Oh, nice. Nice. We love the cheese here. So we are excited to delve a little deeper into entertainment.
Yeah.
The energy behind the wedding.
That's right. It makes a big difference on wedding day.
Absolutely. We've all been to weddings where no one's out on the dance floor, and or they're just playing Macarena and the Cupid Shuffle, and then all the hits.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we're gonna talk about entertainment in general, but hiring a DJ, hiring a band, and then we're gonna do something new. We're going to play Should I Hire? And we're going to force Samie to make a decision on who do you hire. And DJs and bands, I'm going to go ahead and preemptively apologize, but you should take it up with Samie, not me. But anyways, so before we delve too deep into DJ or band and things like that, when should you start your entertainment search?
So I would say anywhere, probably around 8 to 10 months is when you really want to start looking for your entertainment. You obviously have to book your...
8 to 10 months before the wedding.
Before the wedding,
okay.
Yep. You obviously want to have your venue booked so that you have an official date. And then you want to start looking. And it's definitely on the earlier side if you have someone specific in mind, because a specific DJ and a band can typically only do one wedding a day. So you want to get them on the calendar before they're gone. Especially true if you're in a high, busy season month.
Sure, like October. Like we're in now. Okay, perfect. Well, great. Well, then we'll start on the DJ side.
Perfect.
And then we'll kind of segue from there. But what are some of the biggest advantages of hiring a DJ?
So first advantage is that they can play the music you hear on the radio, right? So the exact song that you hear will be played at your wedding. So if you love a Jay-Z version of a song or something like that, then it'll be that version played at your wedding day. It's also usually more cost effective to hire a DJ, and it saves a lot of space. So if you have restrictions at your venue, or you're kind of maybe pushing that guest count a little high, they need a lot less space than a band would.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then why can't I just hit shuffle on my iPhone?
Oh, that's like the worst question you could ask a DJ, right?
Yeah, it is.
Well, there's a lot of reasons. One, a DJ is not just playing music, you're also making announcements. So unless you're planning to get up there and make all the announcements, you need a DJ. And I know a lot of people don't love a ton of announcements, but you do need to let guests know what's coming up and how to kind of move throughout the event. Otherwise, people are going to feel really lost. So you need some announcements to make sure that your guests know what's going on. Plus, a DJ can read the room. So if the DJ puts on a song that you've put on your must play list and literally the dance floor clears, then they can kind of transition into a next song and get people back on. So something that you loved when you put it on your must playlist a month ago.
Like Matchbox 20.
Like Matchbox 20, sure. Maybe not everybody else loves Matchbox 20.
Who doesn't love Matchbox 20?
I think there's a lot of people who don't love Matchbox
20. Interesting.
Sorry, Matchbox 20. But no, they can really help that as well. So I think it's important to have a DJ who can actually read the room and be a person to keep... They are the energy behind the party, so you want to make sure that they're building that energy, and they know they have tons of experience and tons of songs, so they can customize it to you, and they know how to start the night and kind of how to build the party throughout the night so that it's a really seamless kind of transition from dinner to this like awesome party at the end of the night.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. And I know, shameless plug, my boy Brandon at Bun DJ was just working a wedding with him, and he was able to build a custom playlist for his couple of all covers. I thought that was the coolest thing, and he crushed it. And I just, these little things like that, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool what DJs can do. And also, like, when people make requests and things like that, I mean, even if they don't have the song, they can typically, if they have a Wi-Fi connection, download it or play it. And even the most random songs that you find on YouTube, they can make happen. So
Sure.
Cool.
And actually, one thing to note there too is I remember being at a wedding one time where not a Something Perfect or a Bustld wedding, but being at a wedding where somebody had brought their Spotify list and there was no service, and then there was no music.
Yeah.
It's
You can't count on that. So that's the thing, is the DJ also will have backup equipment if something goes wrong. They provide mics, all those different things that you probably don't think about if you're just going to have a playlist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. The question was just tongue in cheek. I didn't actually think you should hit shuffle on your iPhone, or you would on mine hear a lot of Matchbox 20.
That's right.
Yeah. Which apparently nobody wants to hear. So one of the things that's been fascinating to me is the difference between MC DJs and DJs. How do you know? Well, first off, could you explain to everybody the difference? And then how do you know which one makes the most sense for you?
Yeah, an MC DJ is going to be more involved. They are going to make more announcements. Typically, if you have an MC and a DJ, the DJ is taking care of the music, and the MC might be, talking to people and getting a feel. They might be out on the dance floor, getting people involved. So they're more involved in the party. So that can be a great way to kind of hype up your party and kind of get guests involved with the music as well. And then a DJ is going to be more focused on playing the music, still making your announcements, but more of like directional announcements and quieter as well.
Okay, perfect. So really, I guess, how would you decide if you're a couple, which one you would want to go
I think
with?
it's based on your personality. So, do you want more announcements? Do you want someone who's more interactive? Or do you want someone who's a little more behind the scenes? And then based on kind of your personality is how you'll go.
Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense. And then last question for around DJs is, what are some of the most important questions to ask when you're looking at a lot of DJs?
I think asking if they have MC that comes with them or not, or if they're going to do MCing, asking their kind of take on announcements. Are they big into announcements, making them throughout, or are they kind of more quiet in the background? That's important. Also finding out like what kind of songs requests they'll take, how they mix their music. Is it a mashup DJ who's gonna mash up all the songs, or are they gonna play the full song? Are they gonna kind of mix it? How do they read the room? And then also asking about their like equipment and setup. Do they have backup equipment? What does their setup look like? What are they gonna wear? I think all of that's important because they are a very visual part, and they're traditionally like right next to the dance floor, which is obviously usually the center of your room. So you certainly want to make sure that they are going to flow with the rest of the night. Do they bring dance lights, or, do they have any kind of lighting that's additional rental or is included? Those are important questions to find out.
Yeah, and I think another kind of pro tip there is, are they going to do a sound check?
Yeah.
And are they going to make sure the speakers are going to work when it's super, super hot and things like that?
Yeah, and by hiring a professional, you want to make sure, I would ask them, if your wedding's going to be outside, like what kind of experience do they have outside? How do their mics work outside? That's something a lot of people don't realize is with the wind, sometimes mics don't work. And so you want a DJ who's going to be able to quickly take care of any issues like that, as opposed to kind of having like that loud and obnoxious noise happening during your ceremony.
Yeah, absolutely. Or even if it is an outside wedding, there's no access to power, do they have generators and things like that?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And actually, one question before we go into bands, but this is kind of for both, it's really for entertainment in general. You meet a few that you like, right? You fall in love with them personally, you think they're going to mesh well with you guys. How can you tell the difference in how they play their music? Any pointers or any recommendations there?
I would ask them maybe if they have any kind of mixes that they could share with you. Do they have any videos of them in action? Or if not, do they have any kind of past couples that you could call and talk to? Because I think that's a great way too, kind of get an idea. What was the music like? Was your dance floor full all night, if that's important to you? Or if it's not important to you and you're more of a mix and mingle event, then, did they play good background music? What was their announcement style? So I think it's always good to kind of, if you don't have a planner or friends who've used them, to kind of just rely on past clients and ask for referrals that way.
Okay, perfect. Because it's not like you can just ask them to put on a 4-hour concert for you.
Right, and a lot of
it's
people...
usually frowned upon.
It is. And a lot of people will ask, can I come see you at a wedding? And generally the answer is no, and it's the same reason that, that you would want, is that they want to be focused on their couple who's getting married. And
right.
So, you certainly probably wouldn't want that on your wedding day. So it is hard with DJs you can't see in person. Right. Bands is a little easier if they might be playing somewhere else and you could go see them.
Sure.
But video or just past referrals is a great way to check that out.
Gotcha. Or if they're actually playing clubs.
Yeah.
A lot of DJs do play clubs, and you kind of get a sense for their style. Although it would be a little different.
It would be a little different, but it would give you an idea, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Well, then that's a good segue into hiring a band, because this is a tough question, right? Am I going to hire a band, or am I going to hire a DJ? So what are some of the big advantages of hiring a band?
So I think with the band, you get an automatic kind of like show. What is the word for it? But you get a show, a full show, right?
Yeah.
It's entertainment stuff. It's
Impact.
entertainment. Yeah, 100%. Because not only are they playing music, but they are putting on a show. So it's more of like a experience for your couples for sure. And I think that's like one of the huge benefits of having a band. And they're generally more interactive, the singer is up there, or maybe somebody gets down from the stage. So it's just more interactive in general than a DJ would be.
Sure. No, it makes perfect sense. So we decided, yes, we're going to hire a band. How do I find out which one makes the most sense for us? Like, are we going to hire a pop band? Are we going to hire a Matchbox 20 cover band? Maybe Michael Jackson, I don't know. Or a jazz band?
You're really harping on this Matchbox 20
I am.
I am. All right. You're just going for it.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good idea to start requesting, look at videos of bands playing. Is it important to have a female singer or a male singer, or do you want both? How much space do you have in your venue?
Right.
Because some bands require a big stage because they're a big band.
Right.
So that's something to think about as well. You also want to make sure that I just spaced. Totally on what I was saying. That's right.
With the style of band that we're looking for.
Style of band, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
so you also want to ask them for their current song list. So their current song list will give you an idea. Like, are they going to play all one specific type of music?
Sure.
Do they have a mix? You definitely want to make sure that they have the style of music you like, but also think about your guests. Do you have a bunch of older guests who are coming and there's going to be, all current hits on there?
Right.
Then they may not get up and dance.
Sure.
So kind of think about like your guest ages and what kind of music will appeal to them, and then look at the song list. And if there's any like must play songs for you, make sure it's either on the list or you find out during the interview process what it's going to cost, for them to learn that song, or if they're even willing to learn that song. Gotcha.
And then, so thinking about the theme in particular, if you go with something like an 80s band or something like that, can that have adverse effects if you have younger guests or people who don't love 80s? Who doesn't love 80s? But
I think it makes a big difference, right? Like, you want to make sure if you have a great band, it may not make a difference, right? Because if they're really entertaining and really interactive and everyone's on the dance floor, people are going to get on the dance floor whether they know the song or not.
Right.
But you want to make sure that it's a good mix of songs, that the band is great, that their performance value is really high. That way it is really easy for everyone to get onto the dance floor.
Gotcha. What are some key things to note in terms of differences between a band and a DJ?
So I think that obviously, like, a band's going to require more, right? Like, they have more space, they have more people that you have to feed. They typically have electrical requirements, other types of requirements of food and things like that they need.
Take breaks.
That's a great point. So what's going to happen during those breaks? Will there still be an MC available? Does the band even have an MC? Who's going to make the announcements, and are they good at making announcements, or is this kind of just like they're really good at playing music and not so good at announcements? So those are things to remember. And then with a DJ, to remember also that it doesn't have that same entertainment value that a band has. So yes, they can play the music, but if you don't have like as entertaining of a DJ, that could affect your dance floor as well. And then price is a big thing. Band is going to be much more of an investment than a DJ.
It's
typically.
more people.
Correct.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot more logistics.
That's right.
And then in terms of some of the important questions to ask a band when you're interviewing them, what are some of those key things that you want to make sure you know?
I think song list, you want to make sure you see their song list and what does it cost additional for specific songs. Like if you have a first dance song that you really want, what is it going to cost for them to learn that, and can
Right.
they learn that? Who's going to be there? Is it like one band, or do they have people who kind of go in and out depending on location?
Right.
Who are the singers? What is the setup time, especially if you're in a space that's going to flip? You know, if a band needs 3-4 hours to set up and you only have 45 minutes to set up, that could be a problem.
Yeah.
So that's something you want to kind of address on the front end. You also want to make sure you understand what their requirements are. Do they need a stage? Do they need certain electrical requirements? All that stuff, I highly recommend, you know, working either with your planner or your venue to make sure that you have those requirements on site and that you're going to be able to accommodate
Right.
the band before you book them.
Right. Okay. No, I think those are great questions. So now to kind of segue, we're going to do a new segment called
right.
Should I Hire?
I like it.
Let us know what you'll think of this. If you like it, then we'll keep doing it, because I think this would be fun with other vendor categories too.
Yeah.
We'll have to go back and redo the planner.
There we go.
All right, perfect. So should I hire? So band or DJ,
Okay.
and then a quick why.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
So I love Journey, Jay-Z, and T-Swizzle, Taylor Swift.
I thought
So
Matchbox 20.
and Matchbox 20. I think we've already hammered that home enough. People have already tuned out at this point.
That's right.
Band or DJ?
Definitely DJ, because you like the specific song. So if you want to hear, you know, Taylor Swift singing at your wedding, unless you got a big old budget, you're gonna have to go for a DJ.
Gotcha. I mean, I love to shake it off. So
Yeah.
All right. I love to dance.
Ooh, I mean, you can't go wrong either way with both of those. My biggest thing with that is that you're going to want to make sure you invest in someone who's really good. So if your budget only allows you to invest in a really good DJ or a so-so band, go for that really good DJ, because you want someone who's really good and who can read the room, and who's going to either read the room as a DJ or put on a really good performance as a band.
So it sounds like you're saying DJ, because I'm going to make you commit.
No, I'm saying both.
Yeah, you can't say both. DJ or bands?
It really depends on your budget.
Interesting. All right, so I love to belt it out when I'm alone in the car, and I want to belt it out on my wedding day because it's my day. Band or DJ?
I mean, I think that could probably go either way too, but we'll say DJ. Because,
DJ?
Yeah, I think they'll be more likely to give you the mic so you can sing, you know, by yourself.
That's true. Have you had a couple do that?
I have.
Interesting. So budget question, I think you already kind of hit it, but I've got a $7,000 entertainment budget. Band or DJ?
Band.
Band. Ooh, a little speaker trouble here.
Definitely. I mean, you have the money to invest in a great band, so you can have that entertainment value. Assuming, you know, you have enough room and all of those other things, but...
$1,500 budget.
DJ.
DJ.
Yeah.
What if I know like a really cool high school band?
DJ.
Interesting. Okay. Okay. I'm looking for a go big or go home dramatic effect.
Band.
I want people on the dance floor.
I think that goes back to the I love to dance. I mean, I think both of them, but it goes back to the budget, right? Like if you have the budget for an awesome, really entertaining band, then them. I would lean maybe a little more towards a band, but DJ can also do an amazing job of getting people on the dance floor because they can really read the room and switch the songs around until everyone gets on the dance floor. Plus, they got a lot of tricks up their sleeves to make that happen.
That's true. You didn't commit to me on two here, but it looks like we have
a tie.
We have a tie. Yeah. We have a tie. Shocking.
Shocking.
Right. Well, that was fun. I think we should probably do that again.
Yeah.
But I guess just to wrap up here, you're trying to decide on entertainment, band or DJ. What are some of the best next steps that our couple should be thinking about once they tune out, if they didn't already tune out to all of my ramblings about Matchbox 20 and 80s bands?
I think, to have a discussion of kind of where your budget stands, start getting some initial ideas of what kind of band you can afford in that budget and what kind of DJ you can afford in that budget, and then kind of weigh the pros and cons of entertainment versus reading the room and how that's going to flow. And also thinking about just the music you want on your wedding day. I mean, this is a big part of your wedding reception, so you want to make sure that you think about it and invest wisely.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you, Samie, again for your help here today. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we can't wait to bring you some more awesome wedding planning advice next week.